Thank you so much, Brian. As you said, oh, long it has been. It has been 22 years exactly since the AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Championship has come here to the Fremont Speedway, and what a great venue overall. A great old racetrack field. They've been racing here at this great race place for over 70 years now, and so much history here. You look at the grandstands, the main grandstands on the front straightaway, just have that old school feel and look to them when you're standing in them. I imagine it's going to be a great place to watch a race anytime you're here at the Fremont Speedway. Got to check out the Hall of Fame and Museum. Earlier today, they got a bit of a USAC curation, if you will, so some special USAC cars. If you're here at the racetrack, make sure you go over there just off the right of the grandstands here at the Fremont Speedway. Definitely worth checking out. Free admission, by the way, too, so you can't beat that. But yes, so glad to be here at Fremont Speedway. Without further ado, let's take a look at your season-long AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Championship point standings headed into tonight's round here at Fremont. Kyle Cummins, shocker, leads the way with 1,370 points so far. A magical season. Justin Grant, though, hot off the back of an Eastern Storm Championship where he barely was able to squeak one out over Kyle Cummins. They actually tied in the points. Justin Grant got the tiebreaker for the most wins during the week. He currently sits 95 behind in the season-long standings. Mitchell Moles is currently third, Briggs Danner fourth, Logan Seavey rounding out your top five. Then it's Robert Ballou, Jake Swanson, Cale Drake, Kevin Thomas Jr., and CJ Leary rounding out your top 10. As we always do here on the USAC on FloRacing broadcast, let's take a look at our Dirt Draft Driver v. Driver matchup. And remember, you can play against the USAC drivers tonight when you enter in the public lobby. Let's start off with our most recent winner with the AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Championship when it comes to Dirt Draft. Kyle Cummins, of course, your points leader as well. You can find him post-race in the public lobby at USAC Driver 1. He has chosen himself, Matt Westfall, Sean Westerfeld, Steve Irwin, and Mike Miller. Logan Seavey, his opposition to the right at USAC Driver 2. Always good at the Dirt Draft Driver v. Driver matchup. He has chosen Chase Stockin, CJ Leary, Matt Westfall, Gunnar Setzer, and Mike Miller. Let's take a look at run of show tonight specifically for the AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Championship. Engine heat just in the books. From there, we'll move on to our Dirt Draft high laps. Then we will go into our Honest Abe roofing, qualifying 2 laps for each driver out on the Fremont Speedway. Fastest lap stands, and we'll line them up for their heat races. We'll get into the format specifically here a little bit later on how all that works with the invert and all that good stuff. But what you need to know right now, there'll be 3 heat races tonight with 26 cars in the pit area. All the cars will make it into the feature event, but you want to be in that top 6 to be in the feature invert come the 30-lap feature event, which will round out our evening here at the Fremont Speedway. And as I mentioned earlier, 22 years since the last time the AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Championship was here. And interesting enough, we were coming off Red Hill Raceway a few weekends ago where it was a similar situation where we hadn't been there in decades, and we saw not one but 2 track records fall that evening. We saw the 1-lap track record fall. Hayden Reinbold now gets to have the title as the track record holder at the Red Hill Raceway with the AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Championship, and we also saw the 8-lap track record be broken. So that begs the question, with all the technology and the motors, the shocks, the race cars themselves here in the last 22 years, will we see those track records fall? Coming into tonight, Tracy Hines currently has the track record, Jay Drake has the 1-lap track record here at the Fremont Speedway, which all those drivers will be chasing tonight. And Sheldon Kinzer, back here in 1981, currently holds the 8-lap track record. Interesting enough, since a 30-lap AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car race has never ran green to checkered here, there is no 30-lap track record established. So regardless if this race goes green to checkered tonight in the feature event, we'll set a new 30-lap track record. But like I said, with what we saw at Red Hill, that begs the question, will we see a new 1-lap and maybe even a new 8-lap track record be established here with the AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Championship? Only time will tell. Also worth noting, too, here in conjunction with the AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Championship, not 1, but 2 USAC divisions on the card tonight as the USAC Midwest Thunder Speed D2 midgets in the house, as well as with a very healthy field, as well as Wingo 305, sprint cars in the pit area as well. Should be a good night here at Fremont. All open wheel all the time here on FloRacing.
Thank you very much, Drake. Hot Laps for the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship going to be coming up here in just a moment. Hot Laps brought to you by Dirt Draft. If you have not downloaded the Dirt Draft app, now is the time. If you're new, you can use referral code USAC when signing up to get a $20 digital gift card to shop online at usacgear.com. But when you download it, make sure you set up your league. You can play against your friends, your family, even the guy over in turn number 4 that thinks he just knows everything about USAC racing. Again, that is with the Dirt Draft app. Also, a great chance for you to stop down to the USAC merchandise trailer. All the 2025 race day must-have gear. We've got some leftover Indiana Midget Week shirts, some Eastern Storm shirts down there, blankets, hats, hoodies, you name it. You can find it all down at the USAC merchandise trailer. Also, while you're down there, you can get the roster of tonight's USAC program, names, numbers, hometown sponsors, even historical information about USAC racing here at Fremont. Again, that's available while supplies last down at the USAC merchandise trailer. Of course, AMSOIL is the title sponsor of the USAC Sprint Car National Championship. The AMSOIL Shop by Vehicle tool at AMSOIL.com takes the guesswork out of picking the best oil and filter combination for your vehicle. Simply choose the right product and packaging option and enjoy fast, free delivery right to your door. Visit AMSOIL.com to learn more. Oh, if you need another reason to go down to the merchandise trailer, you could sign up to be tonight's AMSOIL Inside the Oval winner. If your name is chosen, you and a guest of your choice will receive a prize pack and a ride to the pace truck and the opportunity of a lifetime to watch tonight's USAC Sprint Car feature from the infield. Again, make sure and get signed up. Once we get to the final heat race, it'll be too late, so sign up while you can. Zero sugar, 100% NOS. Stop at the NOS Energy Sampling Station to grab a complimentary can and try one today, or to find a retailer near you, go to drinknos.com. Get after it, race fans, with NOS Energy. Throughout the 2025 season, you can be part of the action with a chance to win with Play USAC, offering you, the fans, ways to put money in your favorite drivers with top sports books and daily fantasy providers offering odds and exclusive sign-up offers for USAC racing fans. There's never been a better time to give it a try. Visit nxtbets.com/playusac for more information, or scan the code in the broadcast to see what's available in your state. Void where prohibited. Must be 21 years or older to participate. Please play responsibly. Fight back against addiction at 1-800-GAMBLER. The odds provided to USAC by NXTBets.com. They put Kyle Cummins as the odds-on favorite tonight at plus 181. Kevin Thomas Jr. a little further back at 935. One of the long shot odds are putting on Chase Stockin at plus 3117. So when our drivers win, you win when you play along at NXTBets.com/playusac. Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1 starting to make its way out to the Speedway. Driver rolling around to the front straightaway. Mitchell Moles in the 19 out of Raisin City, California. The AME Electrical and the Ciavelli Transportation number 19 AZ. His teammate also on track, Hayden Reinbold out of Gilbert, Arizona. The AME Electrical, Any Race Parts, Avante Windows and Doors number 19. Pushing down the front straightaway, the 14C, Nate Carley out of West Harrison, Indiana. The Benson Tree Services, D&D Racing Engine, DRC Chassis entry. The 4K rolling into turn number 1 right now. Kayla Rail out of Dillsboro, Indiana. The Southern Insurance, Delmont Spike number 4K. The 98, Saban Bybant. Out to the Speedways out of Cincinnati, Ohio. The Epoxy Systems International, Glen Farms, Anthony County's Lawn Care Services, Bybant Landscaping number 98. Chase Stockin at Fort Branch, Indiana, back on tour. Did not make his trip out to Eastern Storm. Good to see him back here at Fort Branch, Indiana. The Brown Brothers Excavating, Daywig Meats, Lucas Oil Center, Kistler DRC Chassis number 92. Normally, the 33M, be Matt Westfall. It's not. It's Mike Miller out of Wapakoneta, Ohio. The Ray Marshall Motorsports, Buckeye Machine Fabricators, Gressman DRC All-Star Performance number 33M. Steve Irwin also out to the Speedway out of Fenton, Michigan. Drove the Boston's Pizza. Mega Coney Island. Level Performance Power. DRC. Flying Zero Racing. Zero Machine. So, Brian, a lot of drivers out here that it's their first trip to Fremont. For a few drivers, they've got a lot of experience here.
Steve Irwin's been here with the Great Lakes Traditional Sprint Series. He's also been here with the Boss Series as well. Robert Ballew's been here with the Boss Series. The Magic Man, Mike Miller, has also made a few trips here to Fremont Speedway.
It's been a while since we've seen Miller in USAC competition. His first USAC start of the 2025 season. In fact, his last A feature start was all the way back in 2013. As green flag flies here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1. It'll be interesting to see if the track record does stand. Jay Drake, as Drake alluded to, a 14.655. As right now, a little bit of dust off of the racing surface here in your opening flight of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. The white flag waving for the field. And we're down to the low 15-second bracket. Nate Carley, 15.219 right now at top of the boards here. As they continue to build momentum, they throw it off into turns 1 and 2. Come around and wave the checkered flag here. We'll see how everybody stacks up through Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1, and it will be that very bright orange machine on the back straightaway. Nate Carley, 15.219. Steve Irwin at a 15.571. Chase Stockin, 15.615. Saban Bybin, 15.846. And Mitchell Moles, 15.879. Right, you're now your 5 quickest drivers here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1. Session number 2 going to be making its way out here in just a moment. 3 times the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship has graced the clay here at Fremont Speedway. 1981, Eddie Levitt going to victory lane. J.J. Yaley in 2002 and Tracy Hines in 2003. Don't forget, the next time you show up at a USAC National event, bring your scanner along, as Racing Electronics is the official live in-house broadcast provider when it comes to live broadcast audio. 454.5000 is the frequency. Racing Electronics with over 30 years of experience and serves every major form of auto racing. You can shop online at racingelectronics.com and give them a call at 1-800-272-7111. Cars making their way out. Let's check in with Drake York.
Thank you so much, Brian. We were just talking about guys a second ago who do have experience here. I think one driver that not a lot of people even know has experience here, even in a wing sprint car, is Kyle Cummins. He told me way back when, about 10 or so years ago, he was actually a local here at the Fremont Speedway with a wing on top. He's told me earlier he doesn't really think it's an advantage just because it's so long ago, but with the way Kyle Cummins' season's gone, Brian, I think if Kyle Cummins has experience at one racetrack and most of the field doesn't, that's extremely dangerous for everybody else. Keep an eye on him in that Petty Performance Racing 3P tonight.
Definitely going to be one to watch as he makes his way down the front straightaway. Cummins in the Avante windows and doors. Premier Recycling Apache Transport number 3P. A couple of drivers rolling behind him. Justin Grant, one of them out of Ione, California. The NOS Energy MPV Logistics gets their Maxim number 4. Drivers continuing to make their way out to the Speedway. Dustin Engel out of Lima, Ohio. He's on the back straightaway in the Gross & Sons Custom Millworks. RO Guys Trucking, MPD, Lynn Cook, number 2, DI, the purple machine. Rolling down the back straightaway. The 2+, Brian Smith out of Fremont, Ohio, the Grace Community Church, Gressman Power, J&J, Tulsa Driveways, TBM Jetco, 2+. Driver in 4, Sean Westerfeld out of Guilford, Indiana. Driving the Impressive Creations, Westerfeld Power, DRC. The Sailor Park Bunch, number 4J, making his way over through turns 3 and 4. 21H rolling off into turn number 1 right now. He's out of Loomis, California. Max Adams and the Mark Harry. Nick Lumpkin Auto Body, Claxton, DRC number 21. Making his way over through turns 1 and 2. Cars will begin to come to speed here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 2. A couple more to tell you about. Briggs Danner out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. He's on the back straight with the Schneider & Sons Recycling number 39. Cale Drake on track as well. Out of Collinsville, Oklahoma, the Pendleton Barnes Bennick Enterprises number 2B. And your defending series champion, Logan Seavey out of Southern California, the Mountain Mechanical Contractors, Indy Power Sports, Stanton DRC number 57. So 15.219 is the quickest lap we've seen so far here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Again, that was Nate Carley in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1. The green, the white, the checkered here in Hot Laps. And problems striking for Briggs Danner. He was well off the pace early on. Looks like he might be turning it down in the infield. He does. Something going awry on the Pennsylvania driver. Still in the 15-second bracket, 15.212, Justin Grant. Now the quickest driver on track, coming off of a runner-up finish last night at Winchester with the USAC Silver Crown Champ Car Series. NOS Energy, MPV Logistics, Top Industries, Indy Custom Stone, Kistler Maxim number 4. Going to go ahead and make the turn down into the pit area. Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 3 going to be coming out here in just a moment. Cookout presents always fresh, never frozen burgers, barbecue, hot dogs, all cooked fresh every day. And get this, over 40 different flavors of shakes, all prepared fresh and made by hand every day. It's all yours. Find a Cookout location near you. Go to cookout.com. Sunoco is the official race field of USAC Racing. As the world's largest manufacturer of racing fuels, Sunoco has been the standard in motorsports for over 50 years. Known for innovation, consistency, and high performance, Sunoco Fuels has been the choice of racers in virtually every form of motorsport, from grassroots tracks to premier international series. Committed to supporting the race community, Sunoco powers champions and fuels unforgettable moments at the track. Another great supporter of USAC Racing is Car IQ. Car IQ has created a payment solution aimed at fleets that allows cars and trucks to connect to gas pumps to pay for fuel without the need of a fuel card or a credit card. Car IQ Payment Solutions, Car IQ Pay, replaces fleet card products and protects against fraud while significantly reducing back-office vehicle reconciliation. Learn more at gocariq.com today. Next group of cars out to the Speedway out of Piqua, Ohio, the Midway Tool Connect. Stifel Home and Auto, Claxon DRC, Bar Family number 21B. That's Ryan Barr. Ryan Barr in the 21B. Kevin Thomas Jr. to Coleman, Alabama on the back straightway. The Mach 1, Stanton Inferno Armor, Majestic Electric number 3R. Rolling behind him, Bryce Dews. Out of Russia, Ohio, driving the Napa of Bryan, Ohio. Donut DRC, O'Reilly Machine Tool Services, LT Siding, Windows, and Doors, number 23D. The 75, Jerry Doms, he's from right here in town. The Kistler Racing Products Level Performance, Maxim number 75. He makes his way over into turns 1 and 2. Getting the push out to the Speedway, Matt Westfall out of Pleasant Hill, Ohio. The MW Fabricating, Bordner Welding, Lake City Bowl, Heitmeyer Concrete, Acro Lube, Acro Seal, Metaloid 1 Performance, number 54. I mean, he can try to race with the wing on, but I don't know if we'll let him. Robert Ballou making his way down the front straightaway. The Suburban Subaru, Deaton's Waterfront Services, Burks Western Telecom, number 12. The driver to Rockland, California. Another California driver. He's out of Anaheim. The Inland Rigging, Snake Enterprises, one-way DRC number 5T. That is Jake Swanson over in turns 1 and 2 against Swanson in 5. Had a solid podium finish going last night. Unfortunately, disaster striking in the final 5 laps up at Winchester. He'll give it another go here tonight at Greenfield, Indiana. The Curb Records, Kodiak Products, one-way DRC number 21 AZ. That's CJ Leary. CJ Leary in the number 21. Another driver sneaking out on us is the 5G at Gunnar Setzer to Columbus, Indiana. In the Midwest Tube Mills, Davis Brothers, S&C Machine number 5. He rolls over through turns 3 and 4. Report out of the pit area, the ignition system issues on the number 39. They're going to swap the box on that one. And he should be good to go. A little bit later in the runnings for Honest Abe Roofing qualifying, so luckily the team has time. Not a whole lot, though. We will qualify him 2 at a time.
He's actually able to go with this group.
So the good news is, as I say that, he's going to make his presence known on the high side of turn number 4. And they're going to go ahead and let him shake the car down to make sure everything is good to go. Again, Danner in that E. Schneider & Sons Recycling, Rider DRC number 39. Brian, again, a couple of drivers on track here that we talked about that has experience at this racetrack.
Robert Ballou being one of them. He's got a feature win here at the track that Action built. Of course, Matt Westfall, anytime we ran non-wing here at the Fremont Speedway, he showed up.
I feel like if there was a sprint car race in the state of Ohio, Matt Westfall would show up.
Oh, the sprint car race. Oh, hang on over. Turn 1 into the softballs.
The foam going to get a workout as the midway number 21B of Ryan Barr going to go up and make contact. Looked like damage immediately to the front suspension. It was kind of flopping around in there. So under caution here. Not at all difficult to slip through the top side of this racetrack.
No, not at all. But the good thing is those soft walls, those big styrofoam blocks, do prevent a lot of injury and costly parts. Jim Ford, when he reopened this place in 2000, shortly thereafter we had an incident, and Jim said, I ain't going to allow that to happen again, and he started this soft wall. There is concrete right behind them, and you can see some of them have taken quite a beating over the years.
The good thing is the way those are constructed, that's not what you get in your Amazon package. That is a totally different setup, and these are designed to take a hit. This is specifically what they're designed for, and we see this also up at Toledo on the asphalt side. I believe we have a look at it here on FloRacing as they slow down the frame rate, and you see it just goes in a little bit too high, backs it up into the foam. The good thing is we saw how he backed it in. Even when they pushed it away, it didn't look like he had a huge amount of damage to the back of the car.
If it did anything, maybe a radius rod, but easily repairable to be back out here this evening.
Back to green here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 3. Final go here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Coming up after this, we will have Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. And that'll be when we find out if anybody's going to be able to get down and touch the track record. Again, it has stood since 2002, 14,655. Jay Drake, 81.801 average miles per hour. Again, drivers getting green, white, checkered hot laps here. Kevin Thomas Jr., the quickest driver on track at the moment. As I say that, C.J. Lear going to come around and make a liar out of me. Robert Ballou now, 15.065, so they're picking up speed here. Checker flag going to come out. Ballou hammers her off of the high side, round to the front straightaway. See if he picks up any more speed. Not quite. 15.515 the second time by. But Robert Ballou right now the quickest driver on track with a 15.065. So they haven't made it down to the 14-second bracket yet.
Well, the good news is the early session, the track was a little slimy on the bottom, but it threw some of the stuff up and created a cushion, especially in turns 3 and 4, and even a little bit in turn 2 here. So I think we're going to see some good qualifying speeds here.
So again, qualifying next on the program. We'll see if they do roll a little bit of equipment before we get to that. Honest Abe Roofing, America's reliable roofer, will present the Fast Qualifying Award in all 3 USAC national divisions. Throughout the 2025 season, Honest Abe has been installing, repairing, and maintaining residential roofs since 2005, and they want to give you the perfect roof to protect your home and keep you comfortable. Honest Abe provides the fastest service in the roofing industry, and they're supporting the fastest driver in qualifications. Visit honestaberoofing.com today to schedule your free roof inspection. 2 cars at a time, 2 laps. Fastest lap counting towards your qualifying efforts. And $150 bonus to be your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier. Drivers out to the Speedway at Raisin City, California. The AME Electrical, the CML Transportation, Kaiser, Reinbold, Underwood Motorsports, number 19, AZ Mitchell Moles. He'll be joined by the 92 of Chase Stockin. Stockin out of Fort Branch, Indiana. The Brown Brothers Excavating. David Meeks, Lucas Oil Center, Superior Tank and Trailer, England Machine and Tool, number 92. On the clock as they've rolled through the warm-up lap here. They'll come around and wave the white flag. And we'll see what the AME Electrical number 19 does on lap number 1, 15.473. Moles will set the mark again in a 15.473 second lap. The 92 around on his opening lap, and he will be quick time at a 15.040, 15.040 for Stock, and Moles will try to take it back here around the wave of the checkered flag. And lap number 2 is better on time, still second quick at a 15.326. Stockin coming around, second time by, better, 14.736 seconds. Chase Stockin right now, your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier, and oh, so close to that track record again. Jay Drake at a 14.655. Nate Carley onto the Speedway now in the 14 out of West Harrison, Indiana. Driven the Benson Tree Services, D&D Power, Jack's Trucking, Waltz Welding and Fabrication, number 14C. Joined by the 0 of Steve Irwin. Irwin coming to us out of the state of Michigan in the Boston's Pizza Mega Coney Island Level Performance DRC Chassis 0. The 2024 Great Lakes Traditional Sprint Champion and current points leader with the series. Making his way onto the back straightaway, the 14C. Coming around on his opening lap, and he will be second quick at a 14.969. Irwin a 15.505 on his opening attempt. He works onto the back straightaway. Carley going to pedal her up onto the cushion off of turn number 4. Hammers down to the front straightaway. Lap number 2 will be slower, 15.003. Lap number 1 will be his best attempt at a 14.969. Irwin coming around, and his opening lap will be his best attempt. Lap number 2 is a 15.639, a 15.505 on lap number 1. Missed the exit, stalled on the back straightaway, so we remain under caution. Chase Stockin so far, the driver they're all chasing, a 14.736. Nate Carley, a 14.969. Mitchell Moles, a 15.326. Steve Irwin, 15.505. Kayla Rell next on track, along with Mike Miller in the 33M. Kayla Rell out of Dillsboro, Indiana, driver of the Southern Insurance, heavy-duty truck and transmission services, Clark's Home Services, number 4K. And the 33M, his first USAC attempt of the 2025 season at Wapakoneta, Ohio. The Ray Marshall Motorsports, Gressman DRC, Wicks Filters, Hippie Water, number 33M.
Good to see Ray Marshall in the pit area. I thought he was going to give this stuff up after last year following USAC, and good to see him back in the pits with a car.
That was the word on the street, so I was kind of surprised when the car rolled out, and it's going to be hard not to say Westfall's behind the wheel. No, it's the Magic Man, Mike Miller. He's going to come around and he will start the clock in the 33M for his run. Driver already on the clock. Kayla Rail in the 4K. She'll come around in her opening lap of 16.091. One of the many drivers in the pits with their first USAC experience here at the track that Action built. The 33M coming around. Lap number 1 for him will be a 16.257. Rail in the 4. Going to bring it off at turn number 4 here. Lap number 2 will be slower, 16.135, 16.091. Her best attempt on lap number 1. Miller off of the cushion, round of the front straightaway. And lap number 2 for him will be better, 15.812. He'll jump into the top 5 for the time being. Again, Miller in 33. Hayden Reinbold out to the Speedway out of Gilbert, Arizona. The AME Electrical Levante windows the doors. Indy Race Parts, Spike Stanton, number 19, joined by Sabin Bybent out of Cincinnati, Ohio. The Epoxy Systems International, Glenn Farnes, J&D Chevrolet, Triple X Chassis, Bybent Landscaping, signs by Trey, number 98. Hayden Reinbold, 15 starts at 2025 with the United States Auto Club. 4 of those ending up with a top 10 finish, brings it off through turns 3 and 4 on his opening lap. We'll see where he stops the clock here. White flag going to fly, and he will go 4th quick at a 15.353, 15.353 seconds. Sabin in the 98 coming around. His opening lap will be 5th quick at a 15.431, 15.431 seconds. Reinbold, lap number 2. Does he improve? The AMA Electrical number 19 going to come around, stop the clock 3rd quick at a 14.972, 14.972 seconds for Hayden Reinbold. Sabin Bybent, lap number 2, better on time, not position, 15.353, 5th quick for the driver, the number 98. Driver out to the Speedway now, your current USAC National Points leader out of Princeton, Indiana. Driver the Levante windows the doors, Premier Recycling, Apache Transport, Stanton Mach 1, Petty Performance number 3P. This is Kyle Cummins. Kyle Cummins in the 3P. Joined by Cale Drake. Drake out of Collinsville, Oklahoma, the Pendleton Farms, Bennick Enterprises, Claxon DRC Chassis, number 2B. Kyle Cummins coming around on the clock here, lap number 1 for the driver with 6 USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National wins on the season. Going to go 2nd quick at a 14.747, 14.747 for the driver, the number 3P. Cale Drake, a little bit of a bobble that time through turns 3 and 4. He'll come around and he will go 8th quick at a 15.575. Cummins, lap number 2, quick time at a 14.646, 14.646, and that is a new track record. So Kyle Cummins breaks the track record with a 14.646. And Cale Drake better on lap number 2, 7th quick at a 15.426. Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier, top of the boards now. Cummins with a 14.646, and that, again, is a new track record. Brian Smith out to the Speedway out of Fremont, Ohio. The Grace Community Church, Tulsa Driveways, Jetco, GBM, Gressman, J&J Chassis 2+. Joined by the 2DI, Dustin Engel out of Lima, Ohio. The Gross & Sons Custom Millworks. MPD, Lynn Cook, High Side Design, Engel Racing Engine, DRC Chassis number 2D. Coming around to start the clock here as Engel, 4th event for him on the season, his last outing. A 4th place run with the Great Lakes Traditional Sprints up at Lima Land. That was back on June 20th. Brian Smith, his opening lap, 10th quick at a 16.043, 16.043 seconds. Engel, 8th quick at a 15.483. Smith in the 2+. Last USAC start back in 2002. Comes around lap number 2 a little bit slower, 16.153, a 16.043 in his opening lap. Lap number 2 for the 2DI, better, 5th quick at a 15.077, 15.077 seconds for Dustin Engel. Onto the Speedway now. It's going to be Justin Grant out of Ione, California. The Nos Engineering, MBD Logistics, Top Industries, Indy Custom Stone at number 4. He'll be joined by Sean Westerfeld. He's out of Guilford, Ohio. The Impressive Creations, Westerfeld DRC Chassis number 4J. Justin Grant on the clock. 9 overall USAC victories on the season. Most recently with the Action Track USA to end out the Eastern Storm. 19 starts in this season. 5 wins in sprint car competition. 8 podiums, 15 top 5s, and 17 top 10 finishes. Grant going to come around in his opening lap, 6th quick at a 15.275. Westerfeld in the 4J. He'll go 8th quick at a 15.338. Grant going to hustle it off into turns 3 and 4. Berries are up into the cushion. We'll see if he improves on lap number 2. And he will, 2nd quick at a 14.702, 147.02 second for Justin Grant. Westerfeld better, 6th quick at a 15.075, 15075 seconds. They're still chasing Kyle Cummins over to 14.646. Grant now 2nd quick at 14.702. Stockton 14.736. Nate Carley at 15.003 and Hayden Reinbold 5th quick at a 14.696 and 14.972 for Hayden Reinbold. Next 2 drivers onto the Speedway. We find the 21H, Max Adams out of Loomis, California. The Dick Lumpkins Auto Body, Claxon DRC Chassis number 21H. And the 57 of Logan Seavey out of Southern California. The Mountain Mechanical Contractors, Indy Power Sports, Stanton DRC Chassis number 57. Adams coming around on his opening lap in 21, and he'll go 12th quick at a 15.747. Logan Seavey in the 57. Lap number 1 is quick time and another new track record, 14.545. 1:45.45 seconds for Logan Seavey. Now your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier. Adams, 9th quick on lap number 2 of 15.262. Logan Seavey, second time around, better, 14.505. 14.505 seconds. Logan Seavey, now your track record holder here in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Next driver's out to the Speedway at Coleman, Alabama. The Inferno Armor, Majestic Electric, CSI Stanton Mach 1 number 3R. It's going to be Kevin Thomas Jr. joined by Jerry Doms. He's from right here in town. The Kistler Level Performance, Max of Chassis number 75. Kevin Thomas Jr. raced here in 2014 with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars. He will come around on his opening lap. 5th quick at a 14.751, 1:47.51 seconds for Kevin Thomas Jr. in his opening lap. Doms at a 16.554 is 18th quick, but KTJ lap number 2 be just a tick slower, 14.898, a 14.751, 5th quick for the driver of the number 3R. Doms making his first USAC attempt here in 2025. Does improve on time on lap number 2, a 16.120. Robert Ballou out to the Speedway out of Rockland, California, piloting the Suburban Subaru Deep Waterfront Services Don Ott DRC, Amy Gardner Roofing number 12, joined by Jake Swanson out of Anaheim, California, the Inland Ranking, Snake Enterprises, One Way DRC, Darty Motorsports, CK Enterprises, number 5T. Robert Ballou, 19 feature starts in 2025, a pair of podiums, 5 top 5s and 13 top 10 finishes so far. Former winner with the Boss Series in 2013 here. Comes around in his opening lap, and it'll be a 14.719. 14.719 seconds for Robert Ballou on his opening lap. That's 4th quick. The 5T of Swanson, a 14.993. 9th quick for the driver of the number 5T. Robert Ballou coming around his second trip. It's a 14.854, so just a little bit slower his second time around. Swanson faster, a 14.955, currently 7th on the field. CJ Leary out to the Speedway out of Greenfield, Indiana. Driver of the Curb Records, Kodiak Products, Oakcraft Helding Cabinetry, Team Arizona, Curb Virginia, racing number 21AZ. Joined by the 21B of Ryan Barr at Piqua, Ohio. Driver of the Medway Tool, Claxton DRC chassis number 21. 2 starts this season with the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship for the driver of the number 21B. For Leary, 19 starts, 1 podium, 4 top 5s, and 13 top 10 finishes so far this season. Hustling around on lap at number 1, the Curb Records, number 21AZ, going to go 12th quick at a 15.115. 15.115 seconds for CJ Leary. Ryan Barr, his opening lap will be 19th best at a 15.963. Leary looking for a little bit more speed here on lap number 2, and not quite. 15.206, a 15.115 on his opening lap. Ryan Barr, crew able to make repairs after making contact with the foam outside of turn number 1 during hot laps. Turns a 15.971 his second time by. 15.963, lap number 1 will be his best attempt. Matt Westfall out to the Speedway out of Pleasant Hill, Ohio, driving the NW Fabricating, Bordner Welding, Lake City Bowl, Claxon DRC, Acro Lube, Acro Seal, Metalloid 1, Performance number 54. Joined by Gunnar Setzer out of Columbus, Indiana, driving the Midwest Tube Mills, Davis Brothers, S&C Machine, Chrome Dome number 5G. Westfall in the 54, running a part-time schedule with USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship here in 2025. Comes around on his opening lap, 14th quick at a 15.303. Setzer 18th quick at a 15.497. Driver of the number 5G has made the cut 19 times in 8 feature competitions so far this season. 1 top 5 and 5 at top 10 finishes. Westfall coming around better, 13th quick at lap number 2 at 15.155. And Setzer also improving to 15th overall at a 15.272. Should be the final driver on track to qualify at Roushie, Ohio, driving the Napa Bryan, Ohio. Don Ott DRC chassis, O'Reilly Machine Tool Services, Arrowhead Golf Club, the Bunker Restaurant. Mobile 1, number 23D, this is Bryce Dews. Bryce Dews in the number 23D. Sprint car debut here at Fremont in USAC competition. He's tried the midget a couple times over the years. Unfortunately, some mechanical problems has kept him trackside, and he just about skipped her a little bit too high there through turn number 4. Car just a bit tight as you see a pickup on the right rear tire here as he works to the back straightaway. 23D goes 22nd quick on his opening lap. It was a 16.012. A little better line this time around to the front straightaway, and lap number 2 will improve on time. 16.002, not position, 22nd.
They were waiting a minute on Briggs. I don't think the engine's in the car, so he's in a scratch report.
So right now, waiting to see if Briggs Danner will be able to make the cut. It is a negative as they are trying to get the engine swapped out. The ignition system, not the culprit. So that will wrap up Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. 5th quick tonight was Chase Stock, and 4th quick was Robert Ballou. 3rd quick was Justin Grant. 2nd quick was Kyle Cummins. And tonight's Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier and track record holder now here at Fremont comes to you out of Southern California. Driven by the Mountain Mechanical Contractors, Indy Power Sports, CGCPA's 4-check marking, Abacus Racing number 57. Race fans, give him a hand, Logan Seavey. So Logan going to pedal his way down to the infield here as they'll bring Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifying victory lane.
Now, is that pedaling or if it's an electric bike?
He's got to pedal a little bit. So he's going to go down. He's going to get a word with Christy Bemis.
He says it's both pedaling and cruising, I guess, if you want to call it that. But Logan Seavey going to pick up yet another Honest Abe Roofing Fast Qualifying Award tonight at Fremont Speedway. Assuming that neither you nor Abacus Racing has been to this racetrack, does this one catch you off guard a little bit?
Maybe a little bit, but I was just excited to get here. I know this is a great place. Obviously, they race a lot of wing sprint cars here, and I watch a lot of races here. And kind of known for being super, super slick, and didn't really know what to expect with the weather. A little bit of rain, a lot of heat. But yeah, I think we're kind of getting the typical Fremont. It's getting a little slick. It's got a little bit of character tonight. So yeah, it's interesting. So I'm glad to see a new racetrack and get to race here finally. So yeah, you guys did a great job getting me tight enough to be fast, but also comfortable enough to jam it in there hard and make good speed. So, yeah, the guys are doing a good job. Shout out to Eric with Stanton Engines. We sent all of our stuff back after PA, just trying to find a little bit more speed. And, yeah, he kind of went over everything for us. And hopefully we're back on track and we can get back to winning races. So, shout out to him. Shout out to Honest Abe Roofing, Kevin Newton for sponsoring this Quick Time Award. So, yeah, it takes a lot of people like Kevin to back a series like this to make us all race for a little bit more money.
Excited to be here at Fremont. Always exciting when we can go to a new racetrack with the AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Cars Series. Obviously, Fremont Speedway kind of new for everybody. Is there somewhere that you're able to compare this to sort of find your bearings?
I don't know. It's, no, not really. I mean, we've never seen this track. It's really, really flat, but it's got a lot of banking right up on the crest. So for now, it's going to, pay to get up and run the top. But later in the night, when that blows off, we might be racing all over this place. So so far, no, there's not a track that I go, hey, let's do this. We just kind of maybe go slightly tighter than what we normally do to try to get some grip on the slick straightaways. But other than that, yeah, it's just currently it's to go find the grip, and luckily we were able to go get it right there in qualifying.
Logan Seavey and his Abacus Racing team have been fast time setting machines lately. That's 3 in a row for Logan Seavey with the AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Series when we talk about Honest Abe Roofing Fast Qualifier Awards, dating back to Port Royal Speedway, then Action Track USA in Kutztown, Pennsylvania, and yet again here tonight at Fremont Speedway.
Not a bad run going here for the driver, the number 57. That is fast qualifying time number 19 for Logan Seavey, and that is the third track record that we have set here in 2025. A quick look at those. C.J. Leary set in the new one-lap track record of the Knoxville Raceway back in May. And up at Big Diamond, Justin Grant establishing a new track record back on June 19th. So with that, we will have our Race Saver sprint cars making their way out to the Speedway. Brian, what do we got?
Well, first of all, they aren't Race Savers. These are open 305s.
Oh, even better.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. 27 cars strong tonight. They will hot lap and qualify at the same time in groups. You get points based on your qualifying and in your heats. 3 heat races up for the Fremont Federal Credit Union 305 sprint cars. much like a 410 wing sprint car, just about everything identical except the weight. They have to weigh, and the engine, of course, they have to weigh at least 1,500 pounds with the driver in, and 305 cubic inch engines. First group out, the 26, your defending track champion here at Fremont Speedway. He's got 9 feature wins overall in 2025. 3 of them here at the Fremont Speedway. That is Jamie Miller out of Fremont, Ohio, and the Boca Construction, JLH General Contractors, Kenny Kelp Farms, Tuck Pointing America, Queen of Clean, Smitty's Pizza, Robertson Sons Contracting, Pizza Wheel, Crown Battery, Pub 400, Reedtown Tavern, Fostoria Mod Shop number 26. Came from 15th to 4th last night, Attica Raceway Park. Veteran in the 1S out of Bellevue, Ohio, that is Keith Whaley in the Chaluk's Bar and Grill, Bobby Clark Racing, Forest Garage, Bellevue Recycling, Mad River Storage, Designix number 1S. Last year's Rookie of the Year down the backstretch in that number 12, that is Dylan Watson out of LaGrange, Ohio, the 27-year-old driver of the KTS equipment. Dylan Watson, Trucking Halls Barbershop, LaGrange Village Pizza, Ceramic Design Technologies, Smith's Drain Services, number 12. Last night's feature winner at Attica Raceway Park in the 10X into 3 and 4, that is Dustin Stroop out of Fremont, Ohio, the 34-year-old driver of the Pizza House of Clyde, Mama Duke's TRP, GCE Limited, Myers Racing Engines, Midwest Dyno Services, Salfordtown Pub, the Bowman Family, Warwick Entertainment, Bobby's Truck Auto and Bus Repair, Wear a Print, Advanced Auto Parts, Eye Candy Custom Cycles, number 10X. He's got a win here at the Fremont Speedway in 2025. Problems for Dylan Watson in the 12 off of turn number 2. For those of you in the stands, you can get live timing and scoring for the Fremont Speedway divisions by going to My Race Pass. Download the app on your phone. You get live timing and scoring, lineups for the races, and much more. You can buy tickets for upcoming events here at Fremont Speedway. I'd like to mention the Kubota High Limit Racing Series coming here Monday, July the 14th in a makeup event. Big week of racing in the Buckeye State. Follow that up the next day at the Brad Doty Classic at Attica Raceway Park, and then 4 nights at the Eldora Speedway for the Kings Royal. A lot of money in the week of July in the Buckeye State. You can get those high limit tickets by going to highlimitracing.com. And those that purchase in advance, you can upgrade to a free pit pass at the racetrack that night. Kyle Larson will be here. NASCAR superstar Kyle Larson will be here at Fremont Speedway Monday, July the 14th, as well as over at Attica Raceway Park for the Brad Doty Classic. Jamie Miller here at Fremont Speedway in that 26 car in 2025. 3 wins, a second, and a third. Has not finished out of the top 3 here at Fremont all season long. 3 wins here, 4 at Attica Raceway Park, and 1 last week at the Wayne County Speedway. As Dylan Watson will go pit side. Dustin Stroop, pair of runner-up finishes in 2 sixth-place runs in 2025 here at Fremont. 2 wins at Attica Raceway Park. Track record for the 305 is a 13.041, held by Jamie Miller. And Dustin Stroop quickest so far in qualifying at a 14.633. 14.633, the quickest lap for Dustin Stroop. Jamie Miller second quick in car 26 at a 14.303. And Keith Whaley in the 1S, his quickest lap at a 15.848. Next group coming out for the hot laps in qualifying in his second year of racing in the 36 junior, that is J.J. Hennis. LaGrange, Ohio, the 21-year-old driver of the Perfection Fabricator, Simpson Such Social House, Graber Racing Components, Rhonda Jedrzak at Howard Hanna Real Estate, Brian's Automotive, Go Sports, Pioneer Processing, Prunty Construction, Gary's Body Shop, 36 JR. Podium run last night, Attica for the 19R out of Lindsay, Ohio of Steve Rando. The 40-year-old driver of the Bell Tool and Machine, Davis Fabricators, Wolfpack Tree Service, Attitudes Hair Salon, Triple L Logistics, Foster's Auto Body, Pub 400 Bar and Grill, Gressman Power Sports Dynamic Coatings number 19R. The 01 of Brian Sabito out of Fremont, Ohio. And at Sandusky Bay Remodeling, Level Utilities, 3-6 Motorsports, Level Performance, Overwatch Precision, Real Custom Fabrication, Integrity Flooring Systems, Berryman Racing Shocks, Depot Pizza, Howard Hanna Record Team, RCF Chassis 01. Also in the 98 car, that is Zeth Sabo tonight. Zeth Sabo, normally a 410 wing driver behind the David Hoppes number 98 this evening. Dustin Stroop still quickest, Jamie Miller second. Well, my race pass wasn't updating like, I don't know what you got it on. It's on running order. So correction there, Zeth Sabo in the 98 car. Overall quickest now to 13.923, Dustin Stroop second, J.J. Hennis is third, Brian Sabito fourth, Steve Rando, Jamie Miller, Keith Whaley. Next group out on the Speedway. The 26 out of Fremont, Ohio. That is Lee Summers, the 21-year-old driver of the B&B Automotive Lawn Care and Towing. Bertman Racing Shock, Simpson Race Products, DMI, Kaiser Wheels, Sunny Signs, Burmeister Trophy, King Auto Repair, Napa, Fremont, number 26. The X15 of Casey Zebold out of Tiffin, Ohio, the 21-year-old driver of the GeoCorp, Daniel Performance Diesel, Donald Graham and Associates, Affordable Auto Painting, Charles Kilgore, CPA, Burns Electric, Rides Restored, Bascom Stumble In, Elite Wings, Bertman Racing Shock, Sunny's Machine and Welding, X15. In the 1W out of Fremont, Ohio, that is Paul Weaver, the 58-year-old driver of the Steve Brown's B&B Drain Service, Hampshire Racing Engine, M&L Excavating, Seagate Sandblasting, for the 5-time Fremont Speedway track champion. Logan Monjou in the 3M out of Bloomville, Ohio, the 28-year-old driver of the American Race Cars, Wired Coffee Bar, Bobby Clark Racing, Great Lakes Truck Centers, Fatheads Restaurant, number 3M. So everybody chasing Zeth Sabo behind the wheel of the David Hoppes, number 98 tonight. Only car in the 13-second bracket so far. He'll remain quick time so far. Paul Weaver up to 5th quick. Casey Zebold 7th quick. Logan Monjou 9th quick. Next group out for their hot laps qualifying. He's only lost one time in the dirt truck division this season here at Fremont, behind the wheel of the 305 tonight. Fremont's all-time winningest driver, 86 career feature wins in various divisions here at Fremont for Sean Valeni in that 28 machine out of Fostoria, Ohio. the 40-year-old driver, the A-Plus Auto Center, S&S Hauling and Excavating sponsored machine. Braden Harrison, 4th-generation driver. In that number 11 out of Kansas, Ohio. The 17-year-old driver of the Crown Battery, Mike's Bar and Grill, the Golf Cart Guy, Bishop Straw, Dam Shorter Roofing, New Age Acres, Kistler Racing Products, Linder Speed Equipment, Kistler Engines. Sponsors of the 11, Brendan Torok, good to see him back out. Took a nasty spill at Attica Raceway Park last night. In that number 2 out of LaGrange, Ohio, the 21-year-old driver of the Modern Poured Walls, KMU Trucking and Excavating, 5K Commercial Roofing, UD Maintenance, Dennis Warlock, Schaefer's Oil, Graber Racing Components, Lorenzo's Pizza Fisher, Cousin Printing Milk Trucking, Mark Lombardi of Core Main, Go Sports, Pioneer Processing, Grafton VFW, Berryman Racing Shocks. Number 2, Zach Kramer in the 8K out of Helena, Ohio. The 35-year-old driver of the NFG Farms, Mac Media, Fremont Fence, Kent's Transmissions, number 8K. Good to see Braden Harrison back with us in that 11 car. Last time he was here at Fremont, took a nasty spill and got a concussion out of that deal. Just now getting back to racing. So Zeth Zabel still quickest, Dustin Stroop 2nd, J.J. Hennis 3rd, Brendan Torok up to 4th quick, Brian Sabito 5th, Paul Weaver 6th, Steve Rando 7th, Casey Zebold 8th, Jamie Miller 9th, Logan Monjou in 10th, Sean Valeni in that group 11th overall, and Zach Kramer 12th quick overall. Next group making their way out, Dustin Dinan, Double D out of Port Clinton, Ohio, in car number 6, the 40-year-old driver of the Level Utilities, Level Performance, United Callworks, Limousine Services, Vernon Nagel Incorporated, Hammer Pallets, The Rocket Shop, RCF Chassis, The Lagoon Saloon, Wolfpack Tree Services, BSE, D2 Excavating, Gill Sawmill, Reliable Spray Foam Insulators, number 6. Behind the wheel of the number 5, Zach Myers, normally a crew chief, out of Clyde, Ohio, in one of the Jimmy McGrath Jr. stable cars, in the Mac Fabrication, BSE Welding and Fabrication, Salford Pub, Level Utilities, C. Brown's B&B Drain Service, Level Performance, WDLC, Sheds and More, Wood Wizard, D2 Excavating, number 5. Heldon Miller down the backstretch in the black number 51 out of Fremont, Ohio, the 43-year-old driver of the Jamie Miller Rigging, Robertson Sons Contracting, number 51. Kyle Peters out of Mansfield, Ohio, in that number 12X. The 30-year-old driver of the Handy Graphics, Napa, Brian, JJ Auto Racing, Mitten Painting, Roley Fabrication, Liberty Tax, Howie Roofing and Home Improvement, number 12X. Dustin Dinan up into the 7th fastest qualifying. Kyle Peters into the 11th spot. Heldon Miller 16th. Zach Myers 19th so far in qualifying. I believe we have 2 more sessions of hot laps in qualifying for the 305s. Then the D2 midgets come out for their hot laps. Bradley Bateson in that 0 out of Gibsonburg, Ohio. The 18-year-old driver of the Bay Area Fabrication, Industrial Movers, Whitaker Logistics, Titan General Contractors, Bud's Place, MG Boatworks, Great Lakes Demolition, Fozzie Farms, George Dussel Racing, Napa, Fremont Iron Core Gym, A-Plus Auto Center, Speedway's Bar and Grill, Blue Collar, Barbecue, Hampshire Racing Engines, Bearman Racing Shocks, Fostoria Mod Shop, Indy Racing Parts, 0. His 3rd year behind the wheel of a sprint car. Jimmy McGrath Jr.'s got a win here this year in that 5 Junior out of Clyde, Ohio. The 38-year-old driver of the Mac Fabrication, BSE Welding and Fabrication, Salford Town Pub, Level Utilities, B&B Drain Service, Level Performance, WDLC Sheds and More, Wood Wizard, D2 Excavating, 5 Junior. Youngster in the 4M here on the front stretch out of Fremont, Ohio. That is Blaine Keckler, the 19-year-old driver of the Jamie Miller Trucking, Berger Landscaping, and Construction, Keckler Concrete, Napa, Brian, BSE, Rogers Family, Fostoria Mod Shop, Cash for Cars, Scott and Faye Kralik, Steve and Melissa Smith, Great Lakes Garage Doors, Copperhead Plumbing, number 4M. The The rookie in the 14T, right here in Fremont, Ohio, that is Tim Freeman. In the Tim's Barn Grill, high-tech property maintenance, JLH general contractor, Queen of Clean, Tim's Property Management, mattress by appointment, number 14T. Blaine Keckler will be 11th quick in that 4M. Bradley Bateson 15th quick. Jimmy McGrath Jr. 16th quick. Tim Freeman 23rd quick. Last group for their hot laps and qualifying. Going to hit the Fremont Speedway. John Ivey in the 49i. He is a 410, 305 dirt truck, former track champion. Here at Fremont, the 56-year-old driver of CNN Construction Supply, Sonny's Machine Welding, Pub 400, Fox's Painting, Level Performance, Level Utilities, SC Atkinson Farms, MRE of Ohio, Welding Financial Services, Dave Story Equipment, Napa, Brian, Kistler Racing Products, Minick Installations, Mead Motor Cars. Good second place run for him last night at Attica Raceway Park. Driver in the 09. A rookie out of Mooresville, North Carolina. This is Matthew Francis, coming out of the micros down at Millbridge, go-kart racing. His dad, a former crew chief on Casey Kane's NASCAR ride. Behind the Craig Mintz 09 tonight. Real Geese Decoys, Linder Speed Equipment, Napa of Fremont. Sponsors on the 09. The 39T, he's a rookie out of Wayne, Ohio. That is Trevor St. Clair, the 21-year-old driver of the Amos Motors and RV Barrier Custom Fabrication 39T. Dylan Watson back out in that number 12. Had some issues when he was supposed to be out there for qualifying out of LaGrange, Ohio. That KTS Equipment, Dylan Watson Trucking Halls Barber Shop, LaGrange Village Pizza, Ceramic Design Technologies, Smith Grain Services. 11 years he raced on asphalt. He was a 3-time asphalt champion. Last year's Rookie of the Year, Dylan Watson in that 12. And that will wrap it up for our hot laps and qualifying for the Fremont Federal Credit Union 305 sprints. How about a nice round of applause for the Healthy Minds Counseling Quick Time, Zeth Sabo in car number 98, Dustin Stroop second, J.J. Hennis third, Brendan Tork fourth, Brian Sabito fifth, Paul Weaver sixth, Dustin Dinan seventh, Steve Rando eighth, Casey Zeeble ninth, and Jamie Miller rounds out your top 10 in qualifying for the 305 sprint cars. Christian Dunn up next with the D2 Midgets for their hot laps and qualifying.
Thanks, Brian. Very anxious to get here today, as were many of our drivers. We've had 3 cancellations in a row here at Fremont Speedway. We lost all of our races here last year, 2 rainouts. Lost our race here earlier in the spring due to a rainout. So finally, we are here, our first visit since 2023. If you are new to USAC Midwest Thunder Midget competition, if you are new to our format for the USAC Midwest Thunder Midget, here is how our format works. Upon registration for today's races, our drivers pill draw into their heat race groups. So we already know what heat race groups our heat race will look like. The only thing that we have left to decide is the order in which they will start. Even though our drivers qualify only against their fellow drivers in their heat race, we do present an overall Quick Time Qualifier Award presented by VMS Motorsports. VMS Motorsports online store is your source for rod ends, radius rods, and other racing components for midgets, legends, modifieds, late models, and everything in between, with individualized customer service, ensuring that every customer gets the right piece for their application. Check out their online store at vmsmotorsports.com. Since we started keeping track of qualifying records for the USAC Midwest Thunder Midgets, Zach Weigel set quick time back in 2023. His time was a 16.317. That is the current track record that we know of for the USAC Midwest Thunder Midgets. First driver on the racetrack is a driver out of Cox Creek, Kentucky. Driver the Donmore Music Publications number 10. That's Chet Gerke. Chet Gerke in the 10. Behind him out of Waterford, Michigan, driving the CP Mobile Shrink Wrap, Fathom Thompson Prop Services, Fedorchuk Racing, Haslick Trucking, Terrell Electric, MHR 17 Fab. It's the 49 of Carl Peterson. Carl Peterson in the 49. His teammate behind him, driving the Fedorchuk Racing number 21, that's Wes Pinkerton. Wes Pinkerton in that blue and black number 21. Heading by the opening off of turn number 2. Driving the Team Taylor Racing, Irwin Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Midwest Roofing Technicians, Hilton Auctioneers, Triple H Racing. It's the 11 of Buddy Hallmeyer. Buddy Hallmeyer in the Team Taylor Racing number 11. Also in this group, out of Troy, Ohio, the defending champion, driving the Summit Industrial Flooring, Roofs Painting, Double J Construction, American Advances, Symbolis Creative Labels, is a 35 of BMAS, Bryce Massengill. Bryce Massengill in the 35. Cole Morgan out of Brookville, Ohio, driving the Advanced Racing Suspension Clean Auto Parts Dwayne Nybert Custom Trailers. He's in the 7N. Final driver out of Ventura, California, driving the Jim Jones Racing Pit Fit Training number 97. That's Jim Jones. Jim Jones in the 97. Again, we're looking for a 16.317. That is the time to beat for quick time. I'm sorry, for the track record. Chet Gerke quickest so far. Chet Gerke with 2 wins last year. Both of those wins coming when we supported the USAC National Sprint Cars. Those wins coming at Kokomo Speedway in Circle City. Chet Gerke atop of the scoring pylon with a 16.295. Bryce Massengill second quick so far. So currently quickest overall, the current VMS Quick Time qualifier and a new track record. It's for the 10 of Chet Gerke. His time is 16.295. Second quick to the 7M of Cole Morgan. His time was a 16.645. Bryce Massengill third quick with a 16.470. Carl Peterson fourth quick. In car number 49, he will start on the pole for heat race number 1. Jim Jones fifth quick. Wes Pinkerton sixth quick. And Buddy Hallmeyer seventh quick. Again, we'll invert the top 4 for tonight's heat races. And again, the time to beat is a 16.295. Set by Chet Gerke for that overall Quick Time Qualifier Award presented by VMS Motorsports. These are the drivers that you will see in Stifel-Holman Auto Heat Race number 2 later on tonight. The driver out of Manila, Indiana, driving the Tippus Ag CJI Restoration, Indy Custom Stone JLC Crop Protection, FK Roddins Urban Air US Lawns of Terre Haute. It's the 5X of Matt Lux. Matt Lux in the 5. Out of Zanesville, Indiana, driving the Boxell Merkle Racing, Matt Westfall Fabrication, Simpson Race Products, 4 Kings Racing, Spike Honda. It's the 44 JB of Jacob Boxell. Jacob Boxell in the 44. The driver that picked up the win here in 2023 out of Ludlow Falls, Ohio, driving the Heitmeyer Concrete, Ohio Logistics, Hirsch Pharmacy, Ironhead Tires, number 74. That's Luke Hall. The Ohio Hammer, Luke Hall, in car number 74. Behind him out of Cloverdale, Ohio. This is the Ohio Heartbreaker of Abby Holbein. Abby Holbein running Eastern Storm with USAC last week. Having a pretty significant crash on the road, running the D2 tonight. So grateful to see Abby Holbein back with us. Out of Covington, Ohio, John the Brewhouse drive-through, Donner's Bay Resort Side X Performance Powder Coating is the 36 of Ian Krieger. Ian Krieger in that bright orange, number 36. Out of Ottawa, Ohio, John the JRT Motorsports Titan Fab PJ Signs is the 01 of Ryan Moran. Final driver in this group out of Covington, Kentucky, driving the Dave Cutler Ohio Intra Express. It's the 4T of Cody Dye. These are the drivers that you will see in Stiffelholm Auto Heat Race number 2 later on tonight, looking to beat that 16.295 set by Chet Gerke in group number 1. Abby Holbein quickest so far in this group, and just as I say that, Jacob Boxell goes quick time in a new track record. First driver in the 15-second bracket, a 15.804 for the 44 JB of Jacob Boxell. Luke Hall, who picked up that win in 2023, currently third quick in the 74, a 16.285. As the checkered flag comes out for group number 2 qualifying. So the current VMS QuickTime qualifier is a driver out of Zanesville, Indiana. It's the 44 JB of Jacob Boxell. His time a 15.804, the only driver to go down in the 15-second bracket so far. Second quick, the 11H of Abby Holbein, a 16.258. Luke Hall, third quick with a 16.285. Matt Lux, fourth quick with a 16.405. Matt Lux will start on the pole for Stiffelholm Auto Heat Race number 2. Final group set to come out to the racetrack. Again, with 20 cars signed in, all drivers will transfer to tonight's A main after heat race competition. Current points leader, picking up the win at Millstream Speedway a couple Sundays ago out of Indianapolis, Indiana, by way of Kansas City, driving the Curtis Motor Sales number 91. That's Tyler Nelson. Tyler Nelson. And the 91, Drew Rader. In the High-Meyer Concrete Ohio Logistics First Pharmacy Ironhead Tires number 74H, Drew Rader with the win here back in 2022. Our last 2 visits, it was those 74 cars picking up the wins, one with Luke Hall, one with Drew Rader. Out of Anna, Ohio, join the Thrill Seeker LLC, Briggs Farm, Russell Moore, Superior Bearing Supply, Ashley, Elizabeth Photography, Rosewood Machine and Tool, Patrick's Pub and Grill, White's Honda, and Toyota. It's the 71 of Stratton Briggs. Stratton Briggs in the 71. Our most recent winner coming off of turn number 2, picking up the win at Atomic Speedway. Driving the S2 Cyber, Nick Bibby's Allstate Insurance, best title. James Ford and Double RBC Wealth Management, Sel Weigel, Dirt Late Model Hall of Famer. Steve Shaver, that's the driver out of Belpre, Ohio, of Zach Weigel. Zach Weigel in the 18. Off of turn number 2, that blue number 99 out of Miller City, Ohio, during the William Vaughn Company, Marco's Pizza, BJ Auto Sales. It's Tayton Long. Tayton Long in the blue 99. And out of Troy, Ohio, during the Harlow Builders, White Hat Industrial, Primary Eye Care, Car Bright, Pro Painters. It's the 55S of Braden Schwartz. Braden Schwartz, the final driver in this group. Again, we're looking to beat the 15.804. That is the current time to beat for VMS QuickTime Qualifying Award. Stratton Briggs, a former champion. And again, the 91 of Tyler Nelson, 2 VMS QuickTime qualifiers this year. And a big win at Millstream Speedway. Very consistent to start off our season. We lost 7 of our first 9 due to weather. So I believe Zach Weigel's quickest so far with a 16.198. Quickest in this group as the white flag is out for this final group of qualifying. So quickest in this group unofficially, the driver out of Belpre, Ohio, in car number 18. And quickest out of this group unofficially is the 18 of Zach Weigel. His time is 16.001. Tyler Nelson, second quick, was a 16.394. Stratton Briggs, third quick, is 16.534. And fourth quick to the 74H of Drew Rader. His time is a 17.104. Drew Rader will start on the pole for Hoosier Auto Race Fans Heat Race number 3. Braden Schwartz was fifth quick, and Tayton Long was sixth quick. So that concludes qualifying and hot laps for all 3 sessions. In just a few moments, I believe we will have heat racing, but we always have to do those opening ceremonies first, Brian.
First, we're going to do a little track prep And then we'll go down to opening ceremonies there at the Fremont Speedway. While you got a little time, go browse through the Fremont Speedway Hall of Fame. It is free and open. Check out the USAC-related displays in there. Some great history of USAC racing in the Fremont Speedway Hall of Fame. This track opened in 1951. Other than a 2-year stint in the late 90s, this place ran consecutively year after year after year. Jim Ford brought it back to life in the year 2000, now under Rich and Shelley Farmer in 2025. And again, going to do a little track work. And then we'll get into opening ceremonies here. AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Series. They're off the Millstream Speedway in Findlay tomorrow. 305 sprints will be there as well. Again, a huge thank you to Sandusky Bay Remodeling. In Sandusky, Ohio, they specialize in high-quality renovations and remodeling services. They're focused on transforming kitchens and bathrooms to meet the unique needs and style preferences of their clients. Whether you want to update your kitchen with modern appliances and new cabinetry or create a spa-like oasis in your bathroom, Sandusky Bay Remodeling has the expertise and experience to bring your vision to life. Find out more at SanduskyBayRemodeling.com.
Have they put the spa in at your house yet?
No, because I can't get in and out of a spa. I'm of that age where I get that one where you just open the door and climb.
The knees have said, no, you're not.
Knees and back, that's right.
It happens.
Yeah, yeah. I'd like a spa.
I don't want the cost of it.
Exactly. They are kind of expensive.
I bet they'd work with you, though.
Huh? Well, Sandusky Bay Remodeling is owned by Brian Sabito, who's driving the 01 305 car, so he'd probably work with me.
Tell him, hey, I saw you at Fremont to get 10% added to your bill. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Real quick in the FloRacing broadcast, we're going to step away. We'll be back to Fremont.
Hi, my name is Landon Ganson. I'm from San Bernardino, California. My home track is SoCal QMA. I'm excited to be in the Petty Performance Edge program. I'm honored to be one of the top 48 drivers in the country. I'm excited to learn more about my competitors on and off the racetrack. I think if you want to be the best, you got to compete against the best. I think this program is going to push people to be even better, and I want to be the best.
Whatever you drive, however you drive. AMSOIL specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicles, so you can work hard and play hard with confidence. Order online at amsoil.com.
Car IQ Pay allows people to pay for all vehicle expenses without a credit card or a fuel card. As an all-in-one payment solution, Car IQ Pay takes care of every step of the fueling journey, from station routing to payment and fraud prevention to simplification to back-end reconciliations. Drivers can find the nearest fuel station right on the app's fuel map, or even filter locations based on their preferred merchant or fuel type. It's seamless. Just a quick enter of the pump number and you're ready to fuel up. Car IQ Pay generates an automatic virtual receipt that enters into a single transaction ledger, giving fleet operators a complete simplified view of their total spend. What's even more, Car IQ Pay gathers vehicle data to give fleets complete transparency into their fleet, from route behavior to overall share of wallet. Car IQ, the better way for fleets to pay. Find out more at gocariq.com. Hey race fans, have you set your dirt draft lineup yet? Dirt Draft is the fantasy racing app you can download right on your phone. Pick a team of 5 drivers within your $100,000 salary cap, and the better they do, the better you do. You earn points to spend in the Dirt Draft Speed Shop for all kinds of cool stuff, from t-shirts and hats, race tickets and pit passes, or even a season pass to FloRacing. New subscribers even get a free Dirt Draft t-shirt. Download the Dirt Draft app now from the Apple app or Google Play Store.
Are you looking for a new race car hauler, trailer, or easy-go golf cart? What about something dependable? How about buying from someone you can depend on? Contact Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts. They're a certified Featherlight dealer with all kinds of trailers and other products to fit your needs. Located just 2 hours north of downtown Indianapolis, Elliott's Custom Trailers will deliver your trailer or cart anywhere in the United States. No matter where you're from or what you're looking for, the goal is always the same: ultimate customer satisfaction. So don't wait. Contact Elliott's today and find a trailer or golf cart that fits your needs.
Honest Abe Roofing is America's favorite roofing company.
They took the time to discuss all of our needs.
I couldn't be happier with my new roof.
The best part? They came in under budget.
Honest Abe Roofing helped us with their easy payment solutions, and now we can make low payments on the roof that we actually wanted.
I guarantee you'll get the best price for your roof. That's what my ironclad lowest investment guarantee is all about.
Race fans, use code RACE for 10% off of a full roof replacement from our executive collection.
Indy Metal Finishing is a family-owned and operated business with 30 years of experience in the industry. Their mission is to support their customers with an exceptional level of quality and service. Conveniently located minutes from downtown Indianapolis, Indy Metal Finishing offers Type 2 and Type 3 anodizing chemical conversions, passivation, and electroless nickel services to motorsports, medical, military, aerospace, and manufacturing industries. Indy Metal Finishing is ISO certified and holds an FFL license. If you have any questions, please call Indy Metal Finishing today at 317-858-5353. Find them online at Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Indy Metal Finishing, or visit their website at indymetalfinishing.com.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
I'm faster than you. Yeah, well, I'm gnarlier than you. I get more sideways. I'm louder. Much louder. I get wilder than you. You sure about that, bro?
Harder.
Slicker.
Cooler.
Tougher.
Let's go.
So what you got?
Go harder, faster, stronger with Rod End Supply. Whether you are running industrial, farming equipment, or a race car, Rod End Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products that will help you lead the field in performance. Our superior design means our rod ends last longer and perform better, giving you the edge on the track and saving you money. Contact Rod End Supply or order online today at rodendsupply.com. We don't just sell them, we race them. rodendsupply.com. Serving the racing community for over 30 years.
Power up your ride with True Brand Fuel Joules, the only time-release fuel treatment on the market. Fuel Joules cleans and lubricates while restoring power and performance, and its patented time-release formula increases fuel economy by up to 7%, saving you money at the pump, tank full after tank full. Plus, Fuel Joules races for a cause. We partner with the National Breast Cancer Foundation to fund life-saving early detection screenings for women in need. Visit TrueBrandProducts.com to get your bottle today.
Hi, I'm Genevieve Malone, and we're here at Fremont Speedway, and we're going to be doing our cookout shake of the race. Our driver we have chosen today is CJ Leary, but today we have
Tammy Hughes.
And Tammy is going to be guessing his favorite flavor from the cookout menu. So Tammy, what are we thinking for CJ?
I think it's Oreo.
Okay, let's see what CJ has to say.
My favorite cookout shake is the Hershey chocolate shake.
You were pretty close. It's Hershey's chocolate.
Oh, darn.
Darn it. But every other driver's favorite flavor is Oreo. So
Except Justin Grant.
Except Justin. But
Okay.
if you want to try a cookout shake, make sure to go to cookout.com to find your nearest location.
Welcome back to the broadcast here on FloRacing. Track prep continuing before we get into opening ceremonies and heat race competition. We've got the disc, we've got the tiller, we've got the water truck working. The corn will sprout at any moment.
Well, we I don't know if they got rain here last night. We got a little bit of over at Attica and just east.
We try not to talk about that stuff.
Well, just east of here got a downpour. It's been hot here this week, in the 90s most of the week. Today, no exception, I believe.
It's interesting, the material makeup of these tracks in Ohio, and they get obviously they get exploded on social media because of the dust. Yes, you're at a dirt track, it's going to be dusty. And Chet last year actually did a video about that, talking about the composition of the clay down here. A lot of runoff from the Appalachian Mountains into Ohio, into this valley. So that's a lot of where that comes from. And when I was walking around the track, I picked up a piece and kind of broke in my hand. It reminded me a lot of the caliche material from where I grew up in southern New Mexico.
This is a clay compound we find just north of here. If you're not familiar with the geography of Fremont, is the Great Lake Erie. I mean, literally a 20-minute drive from here. That was formed when the glaciers came down. So there's sand, a lot of sand in the area. We got a local guy that we get this clay from, and it is fantastic clay. It'll black up, and everybody says, oh, it's taking rubber. It doesn't take rubber. You can go down an inch or two with a screwdriver, and it's still spongy.
So one of the things to give you an idea, when you're looking at a track and you think it's taking rubber, if it's still shiny, that's not rubber. So if you ever want to kind of get a visual of this, when you go home, get a black crayon. Get a piece of paper and just lightly color it, and you notice it's shiny. Take that crayon and mash as hard and as fast as you can into the paper. That kind of dull look to it, that's rubber. And the other indication is you go from there's dust in the air to none.
And the cars get faster, and you can usually smell it.
Yeah. You're not smelling brakes, you're smelling Hoosiers.
Right. This clay that on the racetrack, which just got resurfaced over the fall, is just really good clay. And every show we've had this year, they haven't had to go out and redo the racetrack. But, again, this week, hottest temperatures we've seen all year long. We went from highs in the upper 70s to the mid-90s in literally the course of 3 days this past week. So that's a challenge, especially when you got the sun beating down and some wind on it. But the track crew here knows what they're doing. They do an excellent job. Rich Shelley Farm promoters here also promote Waynesfield, and they put some new clay there. And we had Ohio Sprint Speed Week there. Track was excellent shape as well. Same clay here. The promoter at Attica Raceway Park went to the spot where we get this clay because he had a dust problem over the last 4 or 5 years. He got loads of that clay and brought it in there. Hasn't had a dust problem all season.
You know, one of the things when you're talking about clay, to get that analyzed and look what's in it, a lot of tracks you go to, you'll find a lot of sandy loam, which we talk about that. That's rodeo dirt.
Right.
And, yes, there's a lot of dust that comes off of that, but when it packs up, it is like concrete. And a lot of the indoor shows that you go to, with the exception of the Chili Bowl Nationals, the Tulsa Shootout, that is actual clay. But say you go to the indoor show, the indoor late model show in St. Louis, that is more of that sandy loam makeup.
That can rut up real quick, too.
Yes.
Because it's awful soft.
Speaking of the Chili Bowl, if you didn't renew your tickets, you might be out of time because they are going through and processing all those, but those get mailed out right after the Knoxville Nationals. So if you have put your order in, fear not. They are working on those. They'll start charging in the month of July. Of course, if you can't make it to the Chili Bowl Live, oh, by the way, it's on FloRacing, the official live online broadcast provider of the Tulsa Expo Raceway, as well as the United States Auto Club. It's been USAC since 2019. So for those of you with the burning question on social media, is it on Flo? The answer, yes. Every race, every time in USAC national competition.
Well, I'm going to head down. It looks like we are getting real close here to opening ceremonies. Just scratch the top of the racetrack, put a little water down in it, and it'll run in real quick as well. So I'll head on down, and you can carry on here on FloRacing, Brian.
There we go. Fact on FloRacing for a couple minutes. We're going to take one more quick break. We'll be back to Fremont.
That's dedication right there. Zeth Sabo driving a 305 sprint car tonight out on the tractor on the racetrack.
Welcome back to the broadcast here on FloRacing. Wrapping up with track prep as we get ready to go into opening ceremonies, and we'll go into our heat races this evening. We'll have Brian down in the infield for tonight's opening ceremonies here in just a little bit. The old John Deere making a few more laps with the roller in tow here. Again, don't forget, you can find all the information you need on the United States Auto Club when you go to USACracing.com. It's been the same website since 1998, USACracing.com, where you want to go for all the news, notes, and information on the circle track side of the United States Auto Club. You want to find out more, whether it's the Power Sports, NASCAR Youth Series, road racing, off-road, you can go to UnitedStatesAutoClub.com. Don't forget, if you haven't done so, stop by the USAC merchandise trailer. All the 2025 race day must-have gear down there. Rosters for tonight's USAC drivers available while supplies last. Drivers also with their T-shirts set up down there, so make sure and stop by while your size, color, and design is still available. Looks like things just about ready to go down to the infield. Brian?
Thank you so much, Brian. I'd like to introduce our Fremont Speedway royalty for 2025. Our Queen, Emerson Coe, there she is, Miss Autumn Sanchez, and our little Miss Kinley Havens. And kids, you can sit with them during heat race action right over here. On that side of the flag stand, you'll see a roped off section with some red chairs. And that's where you can go sit with the royalty. Don't forget, kids, sign up for that junior fan down at Candyland underneath the grandstand area. It looks like we have a USAC car. I believe that's Riggs Danner. They changed an engine in that, and they're going to fire that off and make sure everything's copacetic there. Race fans, at this time, if you are so inclined for prayer, I ask that you please rise. Remove your hats. Heavenly Father, thank you for a beautiful day here at the Fremont Speedway. Thank you for the return to the United States Auto Club and all the great employees and drivers and teams they bring with it. We thank you for your forgiveness of our many sins. We thank you for starting to help us heal this world and create peaceful countries around the world. We ask that you help us to be better to each other and to ourselves. In the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen. Now remain standing and join the great Clay Kirchenbauer with our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs burst bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, in the home of the brave.
Thanks, sir. Might be the best rendition he's done here. He does it every year, and that might be the best one yet. They're going to finish up, put the finishing touches on the track side. Then we're going to go right into the Amsoil USAC heat race action. And I know Brian's got some things to talk about upstairs. We'll send it back up to the booth.
Thank you very much. Talked about the website. We talked about the USAC merchandise trailer. You need to go down there, see Brooke, and keep her busy tonight. She's got all kinds of T-shirts available. Of course, leftovers from Indiana Midget Week. We got leftovers from Eastern Storm. Got all the regular race day must-have gear, a whole selection, a slew of hats.
Yeah, of course. So Brooke works very hard on all of those designs and all of that merchandise. And then, of course, Indiana Midget Week, we lost half of our races to weather that week. Eastern Storm, we got pretty lucky getting in as many as we did, but losing Grandview, of course, a huge hit because so many fans come out to Grandview and collect merchandise on that night specifically. So a lot of things left over and a lot of really great merchandise that we don't normally have at this point in the year.
So definitely go by and check in on that. Of course, want to give a tip of the cap to the official tire of USAC, Hoosier Racing Tire. Their mission to be the dominant customer-driven provider of racing tires to teams domestically and internationally. Their existence and continued success are dependent upon how well they meet their responsibilities to serve their customers by providing safe quality products to amateur and professional motorsports teams. For more information on the tires designed for champions, go online to HoosierTire.com. Of course, a lot of racing coming up here in the month of July. Millstream Speedway tomorrow in Findlay, and then we travel back to the Circle City to the dirt track at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The BC 39, presented by Avante Windows and Doors, kicks off our Independence Day holiday on July 1st and 2nd. Tickets on sale at IMS.com. Honest Abe Roofing, Lincoln Park Speedway, the Bill Gardner Sprintacular. That's going to be down in beautiful downtown Putnamville, Indiana. That's going to be on July 4th and 5th. Indiana to Missouri to Kansas to Nebraska. We're talking about Mid-America Midget Week. We kick things off at Sweet Springs Motorsports Complex. That'll be on a Tuesday, July 8th. Mitchell County Fairgrounds for the Chan McDaniel Memorial. That's in Beloit, Kansas. That'll be on July 9th. And then Jefferson County Speedway at Fairbury, Nebraska for the Midwest Midget Championship. That'll be on the 11th and 12th. Silver Crown back in action. Salt City Speedway, Hutchinson, Kansas. Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park kicking off a wild series of racing. The Race Aid 100. Silver Crown action, $5 off of each ticket, and Pit Pass going to USAC Race Aid. Again, that benevolent fund going to help families and drivers in need in the USAC family. And then, of course, we kick off the NOS Energy Drink Indiana Sprint Week presented by Honest Abe Roofing. Back at the dirt track at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That'll be on July 24th. Follow that up at Honest Abe Roofing Lincoln Park Speedway on the 25th. Kokomo on the 26th. Lawrenceburg on the 27th. A couple of days to breathe. Then at Circle City Raceway on July 30th. The 31st at the Terre Haute Action Track. Bloomington on August 1st. And we ended out at Tri-State on August 2nd. $25,000 to be the champion of Indiana Sprint Week this year.
And you mentioned those 2 days to breathe that we do have in between, and those are built in to let teams regroup, but more importantly, they're built in as rain dates for the tracks that do elect to use them during that first half of the week if things should get rained on, rained out, rained off.
We don't talk about that. We've had a lot of that. We don't want any more. It's been very moist. We're not happy about it. Things slow down a little bit in the month of August. In September, everything kicks right back up. You're looking forward to that, to Four Crown Nationals, the Hopstop Hustler, Oh, man, the Firemen's Nationals up in the beginning of September, end of August. You got DeCoin at the end of August. One I'm definitely looking forward to, Lucas Oil Speedway, Wheeling, Missouri, September 6th. That is paired with Tri-City up at Granite City, Illinois. And one you definitely need to have on your calendar. That is the Western World. $15,000 win, another $15,000 in lap money. That ends out the season for the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. Central Arizona Raceway, Casa Grande, Arizona is between Tucson and Phoenix. And I tell you, from growing up in the desert Southwest, Arizona in October is fantastic.
Yeah, it's not as hot as you might think it is, and especially at night. Bring a jacket. Get yourself a USAC gear blanket if you would.
There's only 2 of those left. Be one of the lucky recipients and make your way down now.
So a lot of racetracks coming up in the next couple of months that we don't often visit with the Amsoil USAC National Sprint Car Series. Central Arizona Raceway being one of those, Butler Motor Speedway being one of those, and as well as Lucas Oil Raceway in Wheatland, Missouri being one of those as well. So a lot of variety that we're throwing in toward the end of this season with the Amsoil USAC National Sprint Car Series. And of course today at Fremont being one of those as well, and Millstream tomorrow. So a lot of drivers in today's field that likely have not been to many, if any, of these racetracks.
The old John Deere making a couple of last-minute passes here. And getting word, it looks like Heat Races getting ready to push. 8 laps the distance, got to be in the top 6. Heat race number 1 brought to you by Car IQ will begin to make its way out to the racing surface. And your lineup set to roll to the green like this. Driver on the poles at a race in City, California. Driver of the AME Electrical, Pacific Valley Transportation, Stanton Spike, number 19 AZ. It'll be Mitchell Moles outside of number 1. At a Pleasant Hill, Ohio, the MW Manufacturing, Bordner Welding, Lake City Bowl, Heitmeyer Concrete, number 54. That is Matt Westfall. Second row from the inside, Sean Westerfeld at the Guilford, Indiana. Driver of the Impressive Creations, Westerfeld Power, DRC chassis number 4J. And next to him, he's out of Anaheim, California. Driver of the Inland Rigging, Snake Enterprises, Burris Racing, Rolls Scaffolding number 5T. That'll be Jake Swanson. Robert Ballou from 5th out of Rockland, California. Driver of the Suburban Subaru Dean's Waterfront Services, Donut DRC number 12. And outside of him, tonight's on a Sabre Roofing quick qualifier and new track record holder at a Sutter, California. The Mount Mechanical Contractors, Indy Power Sports, Stanton DRC Atticus Racing number 57 of Logan Seavey. Steve Irwin, the Flying Zero Racing, Boston's Pizza, Level Performance Power, DRC 0. He'll go from the 7th starting spot. Next to him, Bryce Dews out of Russia, Ohio, the Napa Bryan, Ohio, Donna DRC number 23D. And your final starter set to be Jerry Doms out of Fremont in the Kissel Racing Products, level powered, Maxim number 75. As that'll be your scheduled lineup here for Car IQ Heat Race number 1 of 3 here with the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. Again, 8 times around, top 6 is where you want to land when the checker flag drops.
Logan Seavey, tonight's On a Sabre Roofing Fast Qualifier. First time ever visiting Fremont Speedway. Some of the drivers in the field have been here with a non-wing sprint car, very few of them, however. Some of them been here in a wing sprint car, but Logan Seavey never having been here whatsoever. Setting the On a Sabre Roofing Fast Qualifier Award the last 3 consecutive nights out with the Amsoil USAC National Sprint Car Series. The first one over at Port Royal, then at Action Track, and then tonight here at Fremont. 3 racetracks that couldn't be more different if they tried.
That just shows the diversity of his skill level and his driving abilities. Real quick, let's check in with Drake.
Thank you, Brian and Christy. Let's take a look at some late-breaking stories off the back of Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. We'll start off with Briggs Danner. It really started for him, the issues in dirt draft hot laps. That motor just wasn't running right, so they thought the mag box was actually the issue. So they swapped the mag box in between sessions in dirt draft hot laps. Came out for that third and final session, found out the car still wasn't running right. So they elected to change engines, and even after changing engines, the team told me they still don't know what's going on with that primary motor, but regardless, that backup motor is in. He fired it off just a second ago. For the moment, things seem to be back on track for Briggs Danner, but he starts off the back in heat race number 2 later on, so he's pretty much going to have to make it into the feature by finishing in the top 6, but even then, he's going to have to start at the tail end of the field because he did not get a lap in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying, so that team looking for a heat race win, which would put him inside the top 10 of tonight's starting lineup, so one thing to watch there in heat race number 2. Ryan Barr had an incident as well in dirt draft. Spun off the top side of turn number 2 and nosed it, or rather hit with the rear end of the race car into the foam barriers off at turn number 2. They thought all that was damaged in the crash was the rear bumper on the race car, so they replaced that. Turned out after qualifying they found a leak in the bladder, so with that being said, those bladders, Brian, you can explain a little bit about this later. Those bladders, they are tough to get out of those tail tanks. So really the easiest thing to do for that race team after that was to actually switch tanks. Well, they didn't have another tank. Fortunately, Scott Biddick and the 2B racing team added a spare tank, and they loaded the 21B car. So you'll see a 2B tail tank on the rear of that 21B. He starts in the 7th starting spot in USACgear.com, heat race number 3.
Thank you very much. Letting the drivers roll around, work the racing surface in. A little bit of farming post-qualifying and hot laps for our 3 divisions here today. So once we get the thumbs up from everybody, we'll roll pace trucks, and there it is, Toyota Racing Development pace truck along with the Fremont pace vehicle. Going to make its way out to the Speedway. You still have time to go down. Again, we're hyping up that merchandise trailer because there's a lot to offer there, including signing up to be tonight's AMSOIL Inside the Oval winner. You and a guest, if you're chosen, you get to ride the pace truck for the feature event on the parade lap and all that good jazz. Also, you get to watch from the infield. So a really neat perspective here. So go and sign up. You have until, well, about the middle of the last heat race to get down there. So again, Mitchell Moles, Matt Westfall, run number 1, Sean Westerfeld, Jake Swanson set for run number 2, Robert Ballou, Logan Seavey, run number 3, Steve Irwin, Bryce Dews, run number 4, Jerry Doms by himself in run number 5. Dews making his first sprint car start here. He's had a couple of attempts in the midget. Unfortunately, mechanical problems have kept him sidelined. He said, well, hopefully that all stayed with the midget. We'll be able to play here tonight. He'll have to start deep in this one. Mitchell Moles, another first-time visitor here to the 1/3 mile oval as we go to green past the NOS Energy start can. He'll have the advantage of it in turns 1 and 2. Slides it up the racetrack. Westfall trying to get to his inside at 54. Can't get there in time.
Mitchell Moles getting the better end of Matt Westfall on that initial start. Now Robert Ballou trying to make some moves toward the backside of the field. He scoots up into the 5th position and looking for 4th round Sean Westerfeld.
Challenge for the 2nd spot here. The 5T trying to the inside of Westfall. Can't make it happen on the back straightaway. Sitting between them is Westerfeld. As Robert Ballou going to jump to the high side of the racetrack. The car kind of bounced out from underneath him there for a second, but it's not going to slow him down. Clears the Mountain Mechanical Contractor number 57 to Logan Seavey. Now nearly takes it 3 wide. They think better of it though. Side by side on the back straightaway. Ballou on the outside making some moves here.
Robert Ballou at last able to generate that speed on the outside of the racetrack to get around the 4 of Sean Westerfeld. Now Logan Seavey going to try the same thing, although sticking to the bottom side of the racetrack did get a little bit loose there in turn number 2, slid up the racetrack.
Robert Ballou last time was the quickest driver on the racetrack as Mitchell Moles continues to lead the way. His advantage just over a second. In fact, it's 1.386 right now over Matt Westfall. Westfall in his own number 54. Running a very limited schedule in USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Competition here in 2025. Regular on the Silver Crown side. Chase for the 3rd spot. Give it to the man. Robert Ballou working on the inside of the 5T through turns 3 and 4. Swanson going to fall back to 4th. Now comes back to try to challenge here onto the far side of the racetrack.
Yeah, especially in that last corner. Robert Ballou just driving it into the corner a lot harder than a lot of the other competitors on the racetrack. That was true for Jake Swanson, who was on the top side of the racetrack at the time. So Ballou being able to turn the car just enough to get down to the inside of the 5T. Now he looks after the 54, Matt Westfall.
Looks like a little bit of smoke off of the back of the 54 last time. There it is again off of the headers, looks like, as they make their way around to the front straightaway. Wave the white flag, 1 to go. They battle it out for the 2nd spot. Your leader comfortably onto the backside of the Speedway. He'll work through the final 2 turns in this one. Checkered flag going to greet the driver to Raisin City, California. Mitchell Moles, winner in Car IQ Heat Race number 1. Westfall holds on to 2nd, Ballou in 3rd. Swanson in 4th, Seavey in 5th, Westerfeld. Inside those 6 transferring positions, Irwin, Dews, and Doms unofficially rounding out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he's out of Raisin City, California. He pilots the AMA Electrical Massive Valley Transportation Kaiser Stanton Spike, number 19 AZ. Race fans, give him a hand. Mitchell Moles, winner in Car IQ Heat Race number 1. He'll bring it to a stop at the front straightaway. We'll send it down trackside.
3rd heat race win of the year for the Raisin City, California driver Mitchell Moles aboard the Reinbold Underwood Motorsports 19 AZ, and he really needed a heat race win there. No question about it. And Mitchell, we usually are used to seeing you qualify a little further to the front, so a bit different of an experience for a heat race experience for you, no doubt about it. So how stressful was that heat race starting off the front row, knowing you pretty much had to win this heat race to save your night?
Yeah, I definitely don't like doing that. just missed it a little bit there going out for his car in qualifying, and then the last group guys were kind of tending to run the bottom. I knew Robert kind of tried the top in 3 and 4, or 1 and 2, but I just wasn't comfortable, and I couldn't figure out exactly where I needed to be. And then obviously as soon as you come off the track and you see how far you're dropping down the list pretty fast, you obviously know you made the wrong choice. So thankful my guys don't give up on me, and we want a heat race here, so thankfully it kind of puts us right back to where we normally start. So just got to go work on it a little bit. It's getting kind of rough over here, and they've watered it a lot, and it's got a lot of grip in it again. So I think we'll see it go away, but it needs to start moving faster than sooner.
Mitchell Moles collects the win in Car IQ Heat Race number 1.
Thank you very much. K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2, pushing out to the Speedway. Drivers slated for the pole positions out of Cincinnati, Ohio. The Epoxy Systems International J&D Power XXX number 98. It'll be Sabin Bybin. Next to him, set to be the 21, a Max Adams out of Loomis, California. The Dick Lumpkins Auto Body Claxon DRC. Mark Harrione, number 21. The 2DI, Dustin Engel out of Lima, Ohio. The Gross & Sons Custom Millworks, Engel Power DRC. MPD Link Cook, number 2D, going for the inside of run number 2. Next to him, Nate Carley. Carley coming to us out of West Harrison, Indiana, driving the Benson Tree Services. Harrison Supply Chain Solutions, Jack's Trucking, number 14. The Moose Racing, number 92, Chase Stockton out of Fort Branch, Indiana, going to go for the inside of run number 3. Brown Brothers Excavating, Kistler DRC, all supporters on that machine. And next to him is going to be Kyle Cummins out of Princeton, Indiana. The Avante Windows and Doors, Stanton Mocklin Chassis, Petty Performance Racing, number 3. Mike Miller out of Wapakoneta, Ohio. The Ray Marshall Motorsports, Buckeye Machine Fabricators, Gressman DRC, number 33M for the inside of run number 4. Next to him, driver from right here in town, the Grace Community Church, Gressman J&J, Tulsa Driveways, Jetco number 2, plus that is Brian Smith. Final starter again, engine change, no qualifying time, and that's going to follow him throughout the night out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. The Schneider & Sons Recycling, Oshtucks Roasted Corn, Davis Brothers, Apache Transport number 39, that is Briggs Danner. As that'll be your schedule lineup for K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. So yeah, Danner, without that qualifying time, he's going to be fighting from the back of the field for the rest of the night, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's true whether he wins this heat race or not. Again, starting at the back of this one, especially with some of the names that you're seeing in this heat race, going to be a tough feat in any case. However, even if Briggs Danner were to win this heat race, he missed his qualifying spot. And we talk about this all the time. This just happened at Port Royal, actually, with Robert Ballou. When you miss your qualifying spot by 2 or more spots, you cannot start within the top half of the field. So even if Briggs Danner were to win this heat race, he still missed his qualifying spot and therefore cannot occupy one of those heat race winner starting positions.
One of the kind of pros and cons of the format, and again, that is in there also to eliminate sandbagging.
Yes, and it's pretty effective, I would say.
Yes. So field beginning to take shape here. Sabin Bybin in the 98. One feature start so far this season in USAC competition. A wild ride to go along with it as well. Goes from the pole position. Max Adams. 2 USAC starts in 2025. A top 10 finish to go along with it. Goes to the outside of run number 1. Engel, then Carley, Stockton, then Cummins, Miller, then Smith. Danner rounds out your lineup. And, of course, after the races, the Hot Wheel track gets set up. And it's game on down to the Brian Smith trailer. Field off of Turbo 4, past the NOS Energy start cam. We're underway. Field going to dash off onto the back straightaway, and that front row remaining that way right now. Adams with the advantage, though, to the outside as they work into turns 3 and 4. Challenge behind him. They were real close to tapping tires that time over in turns 3 and 4.
Keep your eye on Nathan Carley, who each time he gets into the corner gets up on the right side tires just a little bit too close for comfort and sort of bicycling that car. Right now, Kyle Cummins going to work on passing him in turns number 3 and 4.
Yeah, he's got the car really tight on the right side. When we talk about that, you see how it's just trying to pick the front end up and just move it over. When it's tied off of the left rear, you see the car just kind of crab walk up the racetrack. That time he changed his lineup a little bit, got a better and straighter shot to the back straightaway, able to keep the Avante Windows and Doors number 3 off his back bumper for the time being, but he's not quick enough to hold him off. It's going to be Cummins coming around to take over the 3rd spot. Carley back to 4th, and now does that open the door for Engel to get a good angle?
Kyle Cummins is +3 so far. Engel and Carley make contact, and it looks like Dustin Engel looked originally like he was really going to suffer some consequences from that one, but able to gather it back together. Pretty good save there.
Engel going about 45 degrees to the wall there for a second. Luckily, they didn't hop Hoosiers and send them both flying, as that's been going on. The pass for second has been made. The 3P of Kyle Cummins up to the runner-up spot here, able to work by the 98 of Saban Bybin. Down to the white race car here this weekend as they make their way onto the back straightway. Going on behind them, you got the 92 of Stockin making the pass for 4th. Carly back to 5th. Engel right now with that final transfer spot as your leader comes around comfortably. It's still Max Adams in 21.
Mike Miller making the pass on Dustin Engel. As it looks like now the two DI starting to have some difficulties, which could be related to that contact that we just saw in the backstretch.
Mike Miller, the Wapakoneta, Ohio driver, his first USAC start in 2025. His last feature start was back in 2013 during the Four Crown Nationals. Less than a half a lap to go, though. Your leader's working off into turns 3 and 4. Closing fast, but time gonna run out. And the heat race win here in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2 goes to Max Adams. Kyle Cummins in 2nd, Chase Stockin in 3rd, Saban Bybin in 4th, Nate Carley in 5th. Briggs Danner making the late race charge up into 6th. Miller, Engel, and Smith unofficially running out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he hails out of Loomis, California, driven the Dick Lumpkins Auto Body, Claxon DRC, Kaiser Wheels, number 21 race fans. Give him a hand. Max Adams picking up the win in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. Let's go down trackside.
Thanks, Brian. Max Adams taking his first heat race win ever for the K1 Race Gear Heat 2. Now, Max has only raced a handful amount of times for this year. So, Max, how big of a testament is to your crew and your just as a driver to take a heat race win with such few drives?
I don't know. It says a lot about Mark Harry and his experience here. He got me pretty good there for the heat race. I'd say hot laps and qualifying were a little bit on me, being new here and obviously a little rusty, but felt good to get a heat race win and looking forward to the feature now.
Congratulations. That is Max Adams taking the K1 Race Gear Heat 2 winner.
Thank you very much. USACgear.com heat race number 3 staging out to the Speedway. Of course, as the interview is going on, we've got the patriotic scene down at the base of the grandstands. They are wearing me out. We love it, though.
Never too worn out
got the stars
for America.
No, never.
Never.
Got the stars and stripes running either direction here. It's like rabid soccer fan came to a sprint car race. We tip our cap to you. With that, USACgear.com heat race number 3 lineup. Driver to Collinsville, Oklahoma, the Pendleton Farms, Binnick Enterprises, Honest Abe Roofing, 2B Racing number 2B, the Duke of Curls, Cale Drake. Going to bring him down to the start of this one. Next to him is going to be Gunnar Setzer to Columbus, Indiana, the Midwest 2 Mills Davis Brothers, Flea RC Chassis number 5G. Next row from the inside, going to be CJ Leary to Greenfield, Indiana, the Curb Records Kodiak Products, Team Arizona, Kerbeck Janie Racer number 21 AZ. Starting next to him is going to be Hayden Reinbold of Gilbert, Arizona, the AM Electrical, Avante Windows and Doors, Stanton Spike number 19. Fifth starter, Kevin Thomas Jr. to Coleman, Alabama, the Inferno Armor, Majestic Electric, Stanton Mach 1, number 3R. And from the 6th starting spot, set to be Justin Grant, the NOS Energy, MPV Logistics, Top Industries, Indy Custom Cell, Maxim Kistler, number 4. Final row from the inside, Ryan Barr to Piqua, Ohio, driver the Medway Tool, Claxon DRC, number 21B. And your final starter, set to be Miss Kayla Rail at Dillsboro, Indiana, the Southern Insurance, Heavy Duty Truck and Transmission Services, Next Gen Builders, Blood Lubricants, number 4K. They'll start to get lined up as that is your scheduled lineup here for USACgear.com heat race number 3. Let's check in down trackside.
Brian Christie, we've been talking all day about the vast inexperience in the field here with the drivers here at Fremont Speedway tonight. Justin Grant actually does have experience here at Fremont Speedway before tonight, albeit it was at a swap meet twice. So he said he's got experience of being here, just never behind the wheel, but he seems to have adapted to this racetrack well already. Qualified 3rd, and he rolls off 6th here for this 3rd and final heat race.
Thank you very much. Getting an update from Richie Murray. We have set another track record. Moles in heat race number 1, 8-lap time, 1 minute 59.922 seconds, breaking that of Sheldon Kinzer by 17 seconds.
So essentially, in any case, we're going to sweep the night with track records tonight.
So the 1-lap record is broken, the 8-lap record is broken. We're underway here in USACgear.com heat race number 3. Cale Drake working the inside past Gunnar Setzer. Gunnar had the advantage into 1. It'll be Cale Drake with the advantage. They race off into turns 3 and 4. He'll try to come around to lead lap number 1. Got it in 2B racing number 2B.
Kale Drake going to enter turn number 1 with Gunnar Setzer beginning to fall behind just a little bit. CJ Leary behind him and Hayden Reinbold running in that 4th position at the moment. Hayden Reinbold just the lap before getting a little bit loose coming out of turn number 2 and letting CJ Leary sneak by. But now Leary kind of bounces through 3 and 4, which allows Hayden Reinbold to hang in there.
Bottom of the racetrack at 3 and 4 has a little bit of character to it. The Inferno Armor number 3R, Kevin Thomas Jr., saw him bouncing off behind that as well. He's going to ride in 5th. The 4, Justin Grant, currently running in the 6th spot again. Good qualifying run, so that does put him up inside those first 3 rows. He just needs to maintain right now as he works onto the front straightaway off into turns 1 and 2. In the meantime, Gunnar Setzer getting the rubber band wound back up here and coming back up on Kale Drake. The challenge for the lead. Drake going to hold on to it here in 2.
Kale Drake now going to feel that pressure. He gets up on the right rear going into turn number 1. Doesn't seem to lose a ton of speed, but Gunnar Setzer does find a little bit more grip on the bottom side of the racetrack to continue closing up that gap. And into turns number 3 and out of turns number 4, he's close enough to strike.
As the Hoosier humming on the high side of both ends of the racetrack, Setzer's moving his line around. He's going to the bottom of 1 and 2, going to the top of 3 and 4. So far, he's able to keep pace with the Collinsville, Oklahoma driver, your top 2. In fact, they have kind of moved away from everybody for the time being. CJ Leary currently running in that 3rd spot. Hayden Reinbold running in 4th. Kevin Thomas Jr., Justin Grant, Kayla Rell, Ryan Barr make up your field. Setzer again tries to take a look to the inside off of the 2nd turn. Nothing happening. This time he's going to move his line down a little bit at the entry of 3. Brings it back wide at the exit turn number 4. The lap coat's going to fly. We got 1 to go.
Gunnar Setzer continuing to pick up a little bit of speed as he goes. Finds the very bottom side of the racetrack this time around, nearly next to the tires. Going to chase the 2B of Kale Drake into turn number 3. Doesn't look like he's going to be close enough. Trips up on the cushion coming out of turn number 4.
Trips it up, and that's going to hand the win to the 2B of Kale Drake. Gunnar Setzer going to have to settle for 2nd. 3rd on the last lap. Hayden Reinbold going to sneak by CJ Leary. Leary going to cross at 4th. Kevin Thomas Jr., Justin Grant, Kayla Rell, and Ryan Barr officially running out your field. So your winner in that one going to pull down to the infield. He comes here to Collinsville, Oklahoma. The Pendleton Farms, Bennick Enterprises, Claxon DRC. Hoosier Tire, number 2B. Race fans, give him a hand. Kale Drake. Brings her to a stop, and we'll go down trackside.
Kale Drake collects his 5th heat race win on the season here in USACgear.com. Heat race number 3. And Kale, I talked to you pretty briefly after qualifying. In your first Fremont experience, at that point, you weren't a big fan of this place. You got a heat race win there, and it looked like this 2B car was driving amazing. Are you a bit bigger fan of this racetrack now that you got a heat race win?
Yeah, I mean, the racetrack's been good all night. I think it's just been me. I had a bad attitude going into the night, not really excited for it. But right there, my car was really, really good. It was better than me. I still needed to get up on the wheel a little bit more there. It's pretty cowboy up right now and has some character, so it should be right up my alley if I was to say so. But yeah, no, my guys went back to work really, really well there and got the car dialed in. I was worried because I got a bad start there, but was able to stick it right through the middle and drive under Gunnar and then just get out and run my own race. But super grateful for everyone that makes this possible. Couldn't do it without Bennick Enterprises, Claxon Racing Engines, Pendleton Farms, John and Sherry Long, all the people that make this go around. We're super grateful for all of them. And my sister for selling T-shirts for me. That's a big help. Without her, I wouldn't be here.
Kale Drake collects the win in USACgear.com heat race number 3. Brian Christie, he makes that point that he's really good on the rough racetracks. His best finish on the season was 4th back in the spring at Bloomington Speedway on a very rough and rugged racetrack. So maybe the racetrack could be playing a little bit into Kale Drake's hand here tonight.
We'll see if that does play out as that wraps up heat race action for the USAC Amsoil Sprinkler National Championship. Down in Merchandise Row, of course, drivers with their shirts available. One of those drivers getting ready to go sign autographs, Logan Seavey. Going to be up at his trailer here in just a moment signing autographs, but everybody down there very thankful for your patronage here tonight. 22 years, it's time to update the threads. So while you're updating threads, it's time to enjoy some 305 heat races, Brian.
Are you sure? I mean, tie-dye's made a comeback.
It has, but it never went away. Just ask my mother-in-law.
Well, there's that too. Rough race. This isn't a rough racetrack.
Not too shabby.
I've been to Terre Haute before.
She's got character.
Yes, there you go. 3 heat races on tap for the Fremont Federal Credit Union 305 Sprint Cars here at the Fremont Speedway.